All right, just not enough. The risk on is into the market. So we have risk on right now into the market, and we have, of course, US dollar selling pressure in the last couple hours, well, pretty much since Monday, we have been having that USD selling pressure. That being said, also we have one more, just what we needed to continue to have the US dollar very bearish into the next couple months. And that's called the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. It's a little bit of a tongue twist here, so I need to read it. One Big Beautiful Bill Act is what just got released out in Washington, and I want to tell everybody what that's going to be meaningful for the USD. Before we go any further, guys, just don't forget that today's Wednesday, so from 4 to 5 p.m. we're going to be having the webinar, and tonight's going to be, as usual, it's Wednesday, so I will be showing my sentiment forex trading strategy for all of you. Okay, no secrets, nothing hide it. It's live. Okay, it's live. You can ask me questions, anything related to trading or mindset or maybe business. I will be always up to answer those questions to you, and that's the webinar where we get the high reward and small risk trade setups. Okay, so I see you there today from 4 to 5 p.m. The easiest way for you to join me is through the link, is through the webinar. It's through the Telegram, so you can join the Telegram into the description. The link is on there. It's free. Cool. 4 p.m. Sydney time. All right, so we have the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. All right, and that's one of the biggest red flags so far, except what the market has been already feeling the risk on. Risk on is basically when we have when the market have an appetite for risk. So riskier assets are those ones that are not safe haven. Safe haven are assets like US dollar, CHF, bonds, gold, and so far. Safe haven are assets that will perform better in the longer term therefore, the market is not willing to take those assets, and it's willing to take risk assets. So Nasdaq, S&P, Nikkei, Japanese yen, Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, euro, all of the other currencies pretty much, besides the CAD, right, the Canadian dollar, because Canadian dollar has really big seasonality with the WTI or the Brent, or basically oil prices that have been dropping consecutively because the escalation into Iran and Israel and sort of USA have de-escalated. All right, so over the last couple hours, so we've had the WTI prices going all the way from $65 up to from the bottom $65 all the way up to 75, pretty much 74, 300, 74, 400, down back again to 63, $64. So that's it's a huge move up and a huge move down. So the market is sort of feeling risk on. So they want risk. They're appetizing for risk. So risk is on the menu right now, folks. Cool. And then we have the release of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, and I'm gonna basically read a few parts here of what this is. Okay, so first of all, this is one of the biggest red flags for the dollar, because it comes from like in an on domestic landscape sort of instance, not in geopolitical, but into on USA. All right, so that's one of the newly proposed. If I'm not too sure, it hasn't yet passed the Congress. Okay, so it's still things to be done, but it's called the One Big Beautiful Bill, and this is expected to add over 2.4 trillion, not billion, not million, not thousand, 2.4 trillion dollars to the US state budget deficit. Further, well, of course, it will further straining America's already precarious fiscal position, because we have a lot of debt there, and we did had a couple months before the 10-year yields rising above 5%. So all that would be financed in a 5%, basically, owning, the government owns itself in a sense. So they have to pay that plus 5%, and that's quite a lot, all right? They can't just go and print money. So that being said, if that doesn't go through, that's good. If that goes through, that will basically boost inflation. And then if the boost inflation, Fed doesn't cut. So if Fed doesn't cut, market continues to be on a risk, market change to regime risk off, and therefore US dollar goes up, gold goes up as well, Canadian dollar goes up, WTI sort of prices steady, and etc. CHF goes up as well, and etc. So if that doesn't happen, we already had the oil prices down, we're having the stocks prices up, so that's pretty good for inflation. Inflation would diminish, and therefore the Fed will cut interest rates further this year. And if the Fed cuts interest rates, that's good because population will be able to spend. So gold continues to go down, US dollar continues to go down, CHF continues to go down, and WTI prices, oil prices will remain stable in a sense. So that's it's in a broader picture for the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, it basically the confidence, right, of investors having into US. So they don't have any confidence at the moment, and it's a very unpredictable, unreliable source of information, especially after these 2.4 trillion bill to the US budget deficit. All right, so it's a fiscal stewardship is waning. All right, so in the longer term, the cost of the debt is servicing is rising, all right, and also the 10 years, the 2 years is rising as well. So if we have above 5.5%, that's where the treasurers of all the analysts have been saying, Goldman Sachs, UBS, MUFG, BNP Paribas, all of the big banks are saying 5.5%. That's really not great because USA won't be able to refinance that debt, and they will have to print money to pay that, all right, and that will of course generate more inflation, make it very, very hard to citizens, make it very hard to society to stable the prices back to normal. So for traders, this of course increases the risk premium into the market and embedded into the US dollar, and that makes even more riskier to acquire US dollars at the moment. So market basically dumping USD and buying Australian dollars, New Zealand dollars, buying Japanese yen. So euro dollar above 1.16 to 117 is a good trade. US dollar Japanese yen back down below 140, 144 would be a good trade as well. So short US dollar Japanese yen. Aussie dollar against the US dollar up again, that's pretty good. Aussie CAD as well, it's a good trade going up. New Zealand dollar CAD's a good trade going up as well, so long trades on those scenarios. So plenty of opportunity into the market, and that's right the moment that you should be trading, because yes, I know it sounds very scary, I know it looks very scary, but that's when the volatility peaks, it's when the opportunities comes. I will be live today from 4 to 5 p.m. and I will hopefully see everyone that is watching this video there, and it's easy as, eating a banana. You just go into the description, click into the link and join me, the Telegram, and as soon as it hits 4 p.m. I will be sending the link for you to join. Guys, thank you so much. I hope I've made very clear about the US beautiful One Big Beautiful Bill Act, and also what's happening about risk on and risk off. Stay tuned because there's a lot to come. Thank you all, and I see you tonight, or I see you in the next video. Bye bye.